So my goal in this painting was to use only a size 10 flat brush and 2 colors of Sennelier ink, so the Sanguine and the Vermillion, to make the vast majority of this painting. Now, at the very end, I had kind of a brief plan in my head that I'm going to use a little bit of white acrylic paint and just a fine detail brush on just the fire part. But I'm going to try and use as little of that as possible and still let some of the canvas show through. We'll just see what it needs, basically. But I like kind of creating these challenges for myself because I like to see how it pushes me to do new things and different things. Otherwise, I just kind of keep falling into the same rut over and over again. The other thing I tried here that is maybe different than what I've done before is, first of all, I'm using acrylic ink on a canvas board, which is something that I've only tried very briefly on a couple tiny pieces of canvas board. And that's interesting because I didn't know if that was going to be like a difficult thing to do, but it doesn't seem to be. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm not going straight in with dark ink at the very beginning. I actually am starting out with a layer of Vermillion because I want the Sanguine to have a little bit more of a red tone to it, so I'm going to let that Vermillion kind of show through. And I'm hoping that it kind of creates this glowing effect that goes along with the fire. The image I chose is one that I took when I went camping back in October. So that's actually my foot with my dog and his, he has one ear up and one ear down a lot of the time, which is kind of funny. We're just staring at the fire and you can hear the coyotes in the background, and it was a very moody moment, and I was really excited that I was able to capture it on my phone. I was also trying to create a lot of movement in this picture. That's part of the other reason I used a lot of different layers, because I wanted there to be this feeling like the fire is dancing around and throwing light on different things in different areas of the picture. Now that it's done, I'm going to put on a couple of layers of isolation coat, and then I'll let it dry for 48 hours more, and then I'll do some layers of spray varnish. And I think I'm going to leave it just glossy because I want all of the really dark areas to be really dark and deep and inky. A matte finish can be nice too, but I don't think it fits with this one. So this is what it looks like after I put on a coat of isolation coat and then 2 coats of spray varnish. I'll kind of move around because there's a lot of reflection here. I really like what this acrylic ink looks like. I like the amount of depth I was able to get up here, for instance. I thought that was really cool. And I like being able to add these thin layers over and over again. It really is my favorite part about working with any kind of ink. So I think this is something that I'll definitely be using again. I mean, the cool part is this is only 3 colors, and there's really a lot of range here that I was able to get. So I really like these Sennelier ones. Very cool.